Do you have that toilet to where you actually have to hold the handle down to make it flush? Or do you hear the water running every so often, especially in the middle of the night, you hear it kick on for 10 or 15 seconds? So what's happening is you're losing water and it's actually having to refill on its own, which means that's costing you money. So today I'll show you 2 possible causes, 2 fixes, and then at the end I'll show you a tip to make sure you get the right part before you head down to the hardware store. All right, so first thing, let's go ahead and make sure the water is turned off down here below the tank. Okay, so one of the main reasons that your tank is probably running, your toilet is running constantly, or every so often you'll hear it kick on and then the bowl will want to fill up, is usually right here with the flapper. So you can see this one, it looks pretty disgusting. It looks like it's been here for quite some time. So we're gonna go ahead, I've already shut off the water as you saw underneath, so we're gonna go ahead and drain the tank and we'll take a look at the bottom of this. And that's where a lot of the issue is coming right here. It's just not sealing good around the bottom here. As you can see, it's pretty worn out. So let's go ahead and take this off. First, we just want to undo the chain right here. This particular one just has clips that pulls right off. And let's take a look at this thing. That's pretty bad. Looks like it's actually coming apart. So there's just pieces coming off of it. So as far as it not sealing, you can tell right here how bad it is around the edges. So water's getting past there, and that's what's causing the running toilet. So let's go ahead and get a new one on here and get it fixed. All right, so here's what we're actually using today. It's the Fluid Master 3-inch. You can get these anywhere, Lowe's, Home Depot, Ace, whatever your home improvement store is, you should be able to pick one up. So here again is the old one right here, and here's gonna be the new one. So quite a difference, as you can see, especially with the seal around here compared to the old one. So this one here, which is kind of unique too, you don't have to have one of these, but these are actually adjustable. This particular one here will actually allow more water in, or if you close it all the way off, what that does is adjust your flush. So this will actually create more water going into the tank with this closed, because this bubble does not fill up with water as much. If you want more of a shallower flush with less water, you can just adjust that to right there, partially to where more water can actually get in, and then the flap will close quicker than it will when it's closed off like that. All right, here also, before we put this in, we'll show you briefly how to adjust the chain. So when this is actually in the tank and ready to go, as far as the chain adjustment, you don't want a lot of slack on the bottom like this. What that's going to do is also create to where the flapper doesn't come up high enough, and then you're going to have a really short flush, and you're going to notice to where you always have to hold down the handle to make it happen. So as you adjust the chain on the arm, just make sure, I like to have, there's maybe about 2 links. They say about a ½ inch, but I like just a couple links laying there on top, again, rather than a bunch of slack like that. So this will give you the appropriate amount to where you won't have to hold that handle down every time you flush it. Okay, here, so we're gonna go ahead and now install the flapper down here, and as you can see right here, I've just got a couple open clips that we're gonna snap right down here on the bottom. So we're just gonna go ahead and place it down here. Snap the first one in place, snap the second one. So the flapper's in, it's all good. And now we're gonna hook up the chain right here to the end of the arm. Usually you have 3 slots. I just normally put it on the end one right there and lock it in. And again, just have about 1 to 2 chains at the bottom as far as slack. Then now what we'll do is go ahead and turn the water back on and get the tank filled up. Okay, so second problem that you could have if your toilet keeps running is going to be the float adjustment right here. As you can see, this is coming up and it's getting almost to the top. And what happens is if your float is adjusted too high, that's going to start rolling over into the spill valve and back into your tank and continue to run. So here's how we're going to fix that. Okay, and for this here, the adjustment to either raise or lower the water level in your tank so it doesn't overflow into the pipe and go back down into the bowl itself. What you're going to do is be able to adjust this up or down. You can see you can use a Phillips screwdriver, or actually you can use your fingers. So by turning it down, by screwing it clockwise, you're actually going to increase the water level. By going counterclockwise, you're going to lower the water level to get it to the appropriate spot, again, which is about a ½ inch to 1 inch below the top of that pipe so it doesn't run over.
And if you actually have the different style of water fill right here, what you're going to do is basically turn this one if you need to increase your water level, and it will actually pop up, and then that will bring your water level up. If you want to bring the water level down, you push down and turn it to the right, and it'll sink in. So it's a ratcheting mechanism. So as you can see, come up in a spring, almost on a spring, as you can see. So lower it to lower the water level. Again, we just want to make sure that the water level is about a ½ an inch at least below this top right here.
If this is your first time seeing the channel or this video, please leave a comment below and then let me know how your project went. So as far as the tip goes, before you take off and run to the hardware store, it might be a good idea to take yours down there to make sure you don't make a couple trips, because there are a couple different sizes on these flaps. You may have a 2-inch or a 3-inch depending on your style. First thing to do, just shut the water off like we showed you. Go back to the beginning of the video, you can see that. Go ahead and pull your flapper out and take it down to the hardware store to make sure you get the correct one. That way you can get it fixed as soon as possible. Thanks for watching.